I would now like to introduce to you Sara Remgren and Torbjörn Svensson. Sara Remgren is a graduated high school teacher but now works as a project manager, consult and translator at a company called Kännbart AB, where all staff are deaf or fully master sign language. Kännbart hires Sarah's competence as a consulting service. And just a few words about Torbjörn. Torbjörn Svensson was for 5 years ago a truck driver and loved the freedom behind the wheel. But when his vision and hearing got worse, he managed to turn his life crisis into writing, which resulted in 2 books. He is now an appreciated lecturer and a writer. Sara and Torbjörn will talk about Kännbart, an art project, art exchange competence, the key to success. Please give them a warm hand.
Testing.
Testing.
So we meet again, Sarah. Come, join the dark side. Join the deaf-blind side.
Never!
Kom ner.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Sarah and I would just like to inform you that I'm using the Swedish Sign Language. I have an interpreter in front of me. Her name is Lotta and she is my voice. And this is information for you who can't see me. I look like South Korean because I was born in South Korea and adopted to Sweden. As you can see, we have 2 people behind us. They are professional deaf-blind interpreters and are giving us social haptic communication on our backs. This is the way, so we don't miss critical visual information. For instance, I'm deaf and I have a tunnel vision and my eyesight is very limited. So I won't be able to pick up if someone leaves the room or perhaps laughs. This is the sign for laughter. And good to know that you're laughing. Lovely. Okay. I will show you some slides and just going to give you a short visual description connected to the slides. If you want to know more about the slides, you're most welcome to contact me afterwards. Thank you. Here we have the text. Excuse me? Okay, absolutely. So, okay, me and Torbjörn, we met here on stage. We stood here with our canes, our sticks. The sticks were crossed in the air. Good. Lovely. Lovely that you... and we fought with the sticks like swords. Great that you... for that input. And you... So... Here on this first slide we have our logotype and it says Kännbart, an art project. Torbjörn and I are deaf-blind. So here it says deaf-blindness. And that's a combined vision and hearing impairment to different extent. Does that mean that you are fully blind and deaf? No. Deaf-blind people can still have varying degrees of hearing or vision left. And deafblind people can also have other disabilities. The deafblind group can be divided into two groups: congenital deafblindness and acquired deafblindness. Children may become deafblind at a young age before they have been able to master a language for communication and would therefore be considered congenitally deafblind. Torbjörn and I both have acquired deafblindness, which means that we were not born with this condition. Instead, we became deafblind at a later stage in life. We experienced a combination of significant vision and hearing loss after we developed a language. And Torbjörn's native language is spoken Swedish and mine is Swedish Sign Language. The next slide is our logotype, and you can see water dropping, falling down on an open hand. Kännbart is a Swedish art project financed by the Swedish Inheritance Fund, and the project is running for 3 years. The project is run by ABF of Örebro District in collaboration with the Association of the Swedish Deafblind. The objective of our project is to give deafblind people the opportunity to be included and have access to cultural events and to make the deafblind group more visible in society. The target group is also people with low vision, hearing impairments, and deaf people. We work with the aim to make long-lasting differences and change attitudes within our society. And we use art and culture as tools to improve accessibility and also democracy for this group. This slide shows the 6 art pieces. And they are quite large art pieces. You can see a tent, a wooden table with 2 creatures, and so on. During our first project year, we built an art exhibition with 6 unique art pieces, exclusively for Kännbart. 7 well-known and established artists with full vision and hearing came on board. They took on the challenge to create new art pieces that you can experience without vision or hearing. And this art exhibition is now on tour for 2 years and will visit altogether 11 cities. And when you visit this art exhibition, and if you're hearing and fully sighted, you can borrow hearing protectors and blindfolders with the purpose to experience how it is to visit an art exhibition without your normally fully senses. And the exhibition is for everybody from the age 0 to 100 years old. And of course, also for including people with congenital deafblindness. And it's a quite large exhibition. And you can walk in and experience and feel all the art pieces. So what led us to this success? There are different factors, but I will say that it is art, exchange, and competence. These are the keys to success, but it's also about gaining confidence with our target group. A good example of that is our amplifier program. Here we have photos of 17 people, profile photos. They all have vision or hearing impairments. And these 17 people are our amplifiers connected to the project, and they are so important for us. And once again, they all have vision and hearing impairments, all of them. or deaf blindness. And we hope that these amplifiers will benefit the Swedish art scene to increase diversity. Initially in the project, we brought together deafblind people or people with low vision with established artists to initiate collaboration in the art-making process. At this stage, we realized that many people in our target group had an overall strong longing to create their own art, but they had previously struggled to make it happen. So we decided that we wanted to give them the chance to develop their own art, to create art by their own needs and interest, coached by us. And each amplifier is given the opportunity to create an art piece. And the purpose is that these art pieces are followed up and shown in parallel with our touring exhibition. And to make this happen, they are followed up by our curators, and that is needed to find the artistic process. And the process is needed to be adjusted to each individual with the correct language, for example, with the use to easy to read in mail correspondence or other information, Swedish Sign Language, tactile sign language, clear speech, and use deafblind interpreters with the right skills. A part of our project budget is for deafblind people. Without them, we wouldn't enable communication with others who don't know sign language. And for example, we wouldn't be able to join this conference. This project is soon to its end, and we have seen. Well, back to these amplifiers, we can see how much this program means for them. They gain confidence, inspiration, and courage, which they will bring on to their future artwork. So, over to you, Torbjörn. The floor is yours.
And everybody's like, oh no, the truck driver gonna speak English now. Okay. Okay, yes, I'm gonna find the that one. I think it's that one. Good. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, what are the key to success within Kännbart? In my opinion, people's image about deafblind people is that we don't have a life, that we don't have any perception of the surrounding world, that we just sit down, isolated, not able to work, or to have a life. That is not the truth or the fact. Unfortunately, I believe that deafblind's knowledge is often unused, mostly because of the very stereotype image there is of a person who is deafblind. It is very important to know that no one knows more about this subject than the person who lives with deafblindness themselves. I and Sarah live with deafblindness 24/7 every day, and we are experts in this subject. The capacity within the deafblind group in the society is often unseen. Why? It's because of the isolation of the group. Our voices are not often heard. Also because of the shortcomings from the community, also lack of interpreters, poor support in assistance servants to enable communication or to interact with their surroundings in society. In Kännbart, we have taken this unspoken word and spread it further out to the world of art. Kännbart is a very good example where deafblind competence by deafblind people themselves is included in the project. The project is working with the goal to work with the target group, not for. There's a big difference between working for a group and working with. Kännbart has a very clear goal with including, not excluding. And now I find out my vision is poor because I don't find the text there. So, thank you. Kännbart wouldn't run without depth-line capacity. And it all comes down to a trust thing. Have you ever heard about people to people? You know the saying? In Kännbart we call it depth-line to depth-line. And that is a trust thing. But having I and Sarah as the project managers, we connect to depth-line people in Sweden. Kännbart would never have its success without having project managers with depth-liners. We simply have the culture key to connect with others. We have the knowledge and wisdom and put it on display to the world of art. Another positive side effect is when we have meetings in the project group. Not all in the project members is depth-line. It's only me and Sarah, and the rest of the group, as you see here, is both hearing and seeing quite well. But we needed to find a method when we all... 5 minutes, okay. We needed to... not all the members in the project is depth-line, but we needed to find a method where we all took turns in our meetings, and we have to find it fast. This immediately led us to better decision as a result of taking the time and letting everyone talk in order. And that's thanks to our depth-liners. We also use multiple pauses in meeting, which is a benefit for all project members. And all this has led us to better decisions. Discussions when we interrupt each other and we talk before we think is simply eliminated in our meetings. When we started the project, no one could ever imagine that depth-liners could improve our meetings. We simply got caught with a surprise with this positive side effect, and that is just so cool. I will now finally speak about fear. Oh, I want the back. No. We start again. Can I have the technician guy here, please? And I want to have that image that is the third from last. When she has... yeah, exactly. I will now finally speak about fear and ignorance. In Swedish society, among people, there's often a fear of doing things wrong, and there is a fear to do mistakes. To show that you lack knowledge and to approach a new challenge and to fail seems to be a very frightening thing for many people. Deaf-blind people meet this fear nearly on a daily basis. And this is something Kännbart would like to change. Kännbart is an art exhibition, but is as much an ice-breaking educator within the field, giving a first good impression. How do you meet and say hello to deaf-blind person? With a good impression and with an open mind about fear. This is the hard part of Kännbart's objective, to educate about deaf-blindness, to take fear and ignorance to an open state of mind. Don't get hanged up on making a mistake. We believe that Kännbart eliminates the fear, the feeling of uncomfortableness, because you don't know what to do. We believe if you dare to make the right thing with an open mind, you will never fail. Because if you make a mistake, if you have your best interest and fail, you grow as a person. Art has a magic way to touch people. We educate about deaf-blindness simply through art. This is Kännbart. Thank you. Michel. Come, Michel. So, let's go.
Now they are standing on the stage with their canes crossed, putting them down. With an open mind and curiosity, the world will be open for us.
Because the dark side is the bright side. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm quite touched. I don't know what to say really. Are there any questions from the audience, please? Yes.
Where is the exhibition right now?
Sarah, the art exhibition is now in Ystad. It's in the south of Sweden, and the next stop will be in Sandviken, and we have the whole tour. Well, our homepage is www.kännbart.se.
No, NU.
Sorry, NU. Interpreter's mistake. I'm so sorry. So you can see the whole tour there.
Yes.
And Sarah here. Exactly.
And I can, if Sarah sees me, talks.
I forgot to say something. The final is here in Stockholm at Scenkonstmuseet in September. And after that, the project is at an end. So please join us at our final in Stockholm.
Oh, thank you. Good. When in September? Look at the website.
From the 7th.
7th.
It's the 7th September until the 22nd of October. So the art exhibition will be placed here in Stockholm during that period.
Okay, more questions? Yes?
Are you exploring in any way the options of moving with the exhibition outside Sweden and the rest of Europe?
Sarah, that would be just fantastic. The Swedish Inheritance Fund, they are funding us with their money. They have their regulations, so it's stated that the project can only be run here in Sweden and placed here in Sweden.
Does anyone else have a question? Can't see anything. So I have a final question. As you mentioned, Torbjörn, you said that people often are aware or feel awareness when they meet people with deaf blindness. Why is that, do you think?
I think it's mostly because of the lack of knowledge about the diagnosis when you have deaf blindness. I think it's not very seen in the society, and it's a very frightening thing, I think, also for people. Because when you are maybe blind or visually impaired and meet someone, they always have the reference to talk instead. When you meet a deaf person and talk, and you see, oh, you get it right, or use sign language, that's just a function. But when you meet a deafblind person, you're like, oh, what am I gonna do now? So,
Yes.
so very often.
Yes.
So it's very common when you go to a restaurant and order food, and I have my interpreters with me, and they're like, okay, what you want to order? And I'm talking, and then they look at me and my interpreter, and then they go away, and then 5 minutes later they come back to me. Oh, what did you order? So it's very common.
Who's got the problem? Yes. Well, thank you so much.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for enlightening us today. It was been very interesting. Thank you so much. I would like to present you with a small gift.
Oh,
one is for you,
thank you.
Torbjörn. Thank you. And one is for Sarah.
Oh, thank you very much.
Here you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
you.
What a lovely
everybody.
color. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.